Gallic leaned back in his favorite chair at the station's bar, relishing the view. From his seat, he could see the eclectic mix of beings that passed through this sector, some seeking his advice on the universe beyond. Though he was an experienced spacer, having visited almost every system in the sector, he'd finally retired to this orbital station around Miasma, content to share stories rather than live them. That was until a towering alien with leathery plates and a blunt, fanged face approached him. It had 6 eyes that scrutinized him with intense curiosity. "You're Gallic of Tharo?" the alien asked, its tone direct. Gallic tilted his head, studying the creature. Kudrik, he remembered, a warlike species rarely seen without their imposing body armor and enclosed helmets. "I am," Gallic replied cautiously. "And who might you be?" "I am Bazum of the Kudriks," the alien replied, taking a seat uninvited. "I've heard you're knowledgeable about this sector." Gallic nodded. "I've been around." "Good, you'll come with me," Bazum stated. "Why would I?" Gallic asked, intrigued but wary. "My superiors want to speak with you. You'll be compensated," Bazum said bluntly. Gallic raised an eyebrow. Compensation did have a way of changing things. "All right, lead the way." They arrived at a private compartment bustling with Kudriks, 11 in total. Some were guards, disguised without their usual armor, likely hiding in plain sight throughout the station. Suddenly, Gallic realized the Kudriks might be more embedded in this sector than anyone knew. "This is Gallic of Tharo, as ordered," Bazum announced, stepping back to reveal a richly dressed Kudrik. "I am Anasa Vasis, second wife of Emperor Anunnaki Was," she introduced herself, gesturing to an elegant female Kudrik in the room. "Her Majesty, Empress Shipu." The Empress gave a nod, and Gallic bowed, noting her imposing presence. Another Kudrik stepped forward, a military leader identified as Grand Stratego Inag Kushana. He activated a holographic map of the sector, and his expression turned serious. "We are embarking on a new campaign, and we need intelligence about potential enemy races, their allies, capabilities, and territories," the Stratego said. Gallic's eyes widened. "I'm sorry, but I can't help you wage war. Killing sentience by the millions isn't something I take lightly." The Empress, sensing his reluctance, interjected. "We are prepared to offer you 2 million galactic credits." The offer staggered Gallic. It was enough to buy his own station. He wrestled with his conscience before reluctantly agreeing. The Grand Stratego indicated a sector on the map. "Our main target is the humans. We've heard they don't keep a large fleet and would rather negotiate than fight." Gallic shook his head in horror. "You're planning to attack the humans?" "Yes, in 2 months," the Stratego replied confidently. "Why would we fear a race that dreads war?" Gallic took a deep breath. "No one in their right mind attacks the humans," he warned. The Kudriks were bemused. "They barely control a dozen systems," one scoffed. "What threat could they pose?" Gallic sighed. "Ask the Terrians, if any were still alive." The mention of the Terrians drew puzzled glances from the Kudriks. "The Terrians once dominated this sector," Gallic explained, pointing at the map. "They ruled 138 systems with countless habitable worlds and resources. Then, they made the mistake of underestimating humanity." He recounted how the Terrians attacked humans decades ago, assuming they'd be easy prey. The humans were new to the galactic community, yes, but they were far from defenseless. While the Terrians fought with conventional tactics, the humans leveraged centuries of internal warfare experience. Though it took time, humanity fought back with a relentless and brutal efficiency that shocked even the Terrians. But things changed when the Terrians launched a biological weapon toward Earth, aiming to devastate the human cradle world. The weapon failed to kill humans en masse, but it devastated Earth's ecosystem and killed millions of children. The Terrians hadn't anticipated the fury this would ignite. "Humans are haunted by a darkness they suppress," Gallic said, looking each Kudrik in the eye. "Once, they wielded it against each other, but that darkness turned against the Terrians after the loss of their children. They wanted vengeance, not just retribution, but blood vengeance." The humans unleashed a ferocity the galaxy had never seen. Their ships became harbingers of nightmares, painted black with monstrous designs meant to strike terror. Their soldiers' armor mirrored the creatures of both human and Terrian nightmares. In battles, the humans employed psychological warfare that left the Terrians' survivors traumatized. Humans fought with tricks and subterfuge, terrorizing Terrians by appearing out of nowhere, striking fear and havoc, then vanishing, Gallic explained. They left the Terrian homeworld for last, then obliterated everything. No civilian or military installation was spared. For 5 years they rampaged, leaving nothing but scorched rubble in their wake. The Empress listened intently, but some Kudriks still looked unconvinced. "So what happened to the Terrian homeworld?" she asked. Gallic pointed out the window. "Look for yourself. Miasma, the very planet we orbit. Humans renamed it as a reminder of their capacity for destruction. They don't avoid war out of cowardice. They do it because they fear what they become when the darkness is unleashed." The room fell silent, the Empress clearly grasping the gravity of his words. However, the Grand Strategos scoffed, clinging to his confidence in the Kudrik military might. 3 years later, Gallic sat in the same bar, reflecting on the warnings he'd given. The Kudrik's foolish leader had attacked the humans, but now the Kudrik Empire was in ruins. Of the 138 systems they'd ruled, fewer than 21 remained under their control. Many had broken away, led by Empress Shipu herself, who had chosen to heed Gallic's warning. She'd allied with humanity, helping them evacuate civilians from the Empire and delivering officers who'd attacked human colonies. The war was nearly over, and Gallic took satisfaction in knowing he'd played a part in Empress Shipu's wisdom. He looked forward to seeing the Grand Strategos stand trial for his crimes.